People tell you you can eat all the meat you want, you can eat all the oil you want, you can eat anything you want, and saturated fat's not bad, it's now good. In any case, this person, whoever you are, you really should read my book, The End of Heart Disease, because I can explain this right now in 1 or 2 sentences, but I give a whole chapter on explaining the science in that book. I have this 40, 50 pages on the subject, showing you what the studies do really show. And the people making these claims what studies they're referring to. Let's go to the study, let's go to the videotape and see what the study really did show. And you'll see the study showed nothing of the type. It didn't show that saturated fat was safe, because all those populations were still at a high amount of heart attacks. Whether they were having a high low carbohydrate diet or a high carbohydrate diet, that the ones that had a lot of sugar with lower saturated fat still had heart disease. But both populations were high heart attack populations. There was no low heart attack populations unless you removed saturated fat and you removed the high sugar. You had to take both away. Just because sugar was worse in some cases or white flour was worse than saturated fat doesn't exonerate saturated fat.
Are saturated fats in animal fats a reason to avoid animal products and go plant-based? Hey, this is Josh from Vitality Maximize. You can find us on YouTube, Odyssey, Telegram, Facebook, and Instagram for insightful content to help you navigate and maximize your health and wellness journey. What many health and wellness influencers get wrong almost all the time is that animal fats are predominantly saturated. Instead, they are a mix of saturated and monounsaturated fatty acids with a little polyunsaturated fatty acids. You can look this up in a nutritional database, and and I don't think I'll be wrong in saying this. We still have doctors and influencers also cling on to saturated fats being linked to chronic diseases and premature death. They tend to be demonized so aggressively that despite research upon research upon research upon research that found that no statistically significant outcome between animal fats and the incidence of cardiovascular disease or cancer, a good percentage of the mainstream consensus, as well as the vegan doctors, still cannot dehypnotize themselves and literally cling on to this narrative, even when they acknowledge that research upon research goes against the claims of a direct causation between saturated fat in animal products and different chronic diseases. They continue to say things like that doesn't exonerate saturated fat. They really dig their heels too much, and I find that behavior unhinged. Hopefully, one day across the board, there'll be more serious discussions and insights into these health conditions, rather than fighting tooth and nail with other people over what kind of fat you're eating. But I digress. About saturated fat though, have you been made aware of the following, that the lung surfactant fatty acid profile is predominantly saturated? Are you been made aware that animal fats improve fat soluble vitamin absorption better than oils do? Are you being made aware that animal fats are more stable when exposed to heat, light, and air, making it the preferred option to cook with if you cook with fats and oils? You've been made aware that short-chain fatty acids found in butter, short-chain saturated fatty acids found in butter, can help assist with gut health? I also been made aware that animal fats generate less free radicals when exposed to heat, light, and air than the seed oil, vegetable oils, chances are that you weren't told this at all by your doctors or healthcare providers. And I'm not really surprised. But at least now you're aware. So we do circle back to the question, the original question: is animal fat consumption because of saturated fat a reason to go plant-based? This again is on you to decide. Thank you for your time, and signing off.